Alright, so for your project, you're going to be doing squash and stretch, but you're going to need to include a background. So most of the time might be actually spent doing the background layer instead of the squash and stretch, because the squash and stretch is going to be pretty easy, as we've seen with our motion tween ability. So I'm just going to create a very basic background. You, of course, are able to do your own background and things like that you need to do. And again, anything off stage will not be shown. So it does not matter if it's there. Okay. Go there. Alright, so I've created a floor here, created a wall by using my subselect tool and just kind of moving. You could probably also use this tool to kind of adjust things and rotate and so on and so forth. You just have to play around with some of those tools. Let's create a background. Oop, don't want to select that object. Okay, there we go. Snap into that. Alright, so if we just kind of look at it right now, this is all we have so far. Obviously very basic blend, you don't even know what's going on yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, kind of make like a gray. Do that. And then what I'm actually going to do is take this, if I can. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making a wall here, and I'm using like the line tool just to create the grout lines in this brick. So what I did is drew one, selected it, and then copied and pasted it. And then I'm just spacing. It's not going to be perfect. Like I've got some overlap and things like that, and of course there are better methods. than just what I'm doing. But it's a very simple method, so that's the part that I care about, that it's simple. Okay, so again, anything outside of my stage will not be seen, so it does not matter a whole lot. Alright, so fill. I'm trying to figure out what color I would want this. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Let's try that again. Okay. So I'm holding down Shift and selecting each of these parts, and then I'm going to Control, Copy, Paste. And I'm just making little windows here. Nothing fancy, of course, but I am creating a background. Go ahead and adjust this. Just so it's a little more lined up. And as you can see, I've messed that up a little bit. So we're going to go here. And fill this in. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let me just backspace out. This would be quicker and cleaner. Boom, paste. Okay. And then I'll make a door. Stroke. Okay. Alright, so I have my scene here. I can kind of preview it if I just go fit in window, or even 100%. a little more zoomed in than it actually would be. Alright, so now I've got sort of my background. One of my objects that I want to interact with is going to be like a trampoline. I'm going to go ahead and just name this background, and I'm going to lock it. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call it object, and I'm actually going to create it now. So let's see. I'm doing this off to the side so it's easier for me to grab it later. Colors, do something like this. It's not very. Let's try this. Okay. I'm going to click, select all of that. I want it to be together. Keep clicking. Right click, revert to symbol, bouncer. Alright, so it's all together now. So I can click and just reposition. Alright, so essentially an object would fall or hit that, and then it would bounce off. Okay, so move this a little bit more. Alright, now we're going to create, I'm going to create anyways. You're probably going to be doing something completely different, which I prefer that you do, because obviously if you do my object, that's not being very creative. Now I am going to zoom in here so I just have a little bit more detail. I'm going to go classic brush. I'm going to go black. Let's see, let's get a bigger size. Obviously, not anything's going to be perfect, but try and keep it inside of your circle. So this way you can create different objects. Okay. And I may have actually just messed up. Follow me. Click, shift, click, click, click. Okay, right click, right click, symbol, ball. Okay. So let's see. Let me drag this out for at least 2 seconds. Okay. So click here, shift click here, auto insert. Alright. So if you can't already tell, my object is going to fall, hit this, bounce, 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 bounce. So I'm going to have squash and stretch from here to here. Impact a little bit here, bounce, hit the wall, bounce back, and roll off. But